Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin. Do you know what? Without further ado, let's get cracking into the latest Chelsea news. There's quite a bit to go through. A couple of players that we want to talk about as well. Andrey Santos winning the Player of the Month award in Ligue 1, which is a fantastic feat. So we want to talk about that. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you saw this particular article from Liam Toomey of The Athletic. Very, very good article in regards to our £1 billion that we've spent to acquire all of these players. How much of it has played how much minutes? Very, very interesting article. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to give you a picture, I suppose, has the money been wasted? I mean, there's a lot that's in relation to injured, so you can't really do much about that. But how much of that 1 billion have we actually seen the fruits of it? So let's get cracking into it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first part of that article from Liam Toomey. Chelsea Dodgers and all of these other news aggregators have been able to take snippets of it. A whopping 303.9 million, or 31% of the total Boehly-Clearlake transfer spend in the first 3 windows of their ownership, has barely been seen on the pitch for Chelsea at all. So that's a large portion. 31% of that 1 billion has not seen enough minutes, but a lot to do with injuries. There's also a lot where we've mismanaged, I suppose, in the likes of Mudryk. But check this out, ladies and gentlemen. For me, this is absolutely glaring. How often have Chelsea's 1 billion recruits been on the pitch? Percentage of available minutes played in all competition, 0 to 25%, 303.9 million. 25 to 50%, 209.8. So more than 50% has seen about 25 to 50% of the time in all club competition. So the money that we've spent, we've not seen the fruits of it. You can somewhat say it's been wasted. You can somewhat say it's been mismanaged. There are other parts where I said that players are injured, so you can't really do anything about it. Or maybe we can. We could have done something about it. I don't know. Medical staff, a backroom medical staff team, they're a bit of a shambolic situation as well. 50 to 75% is 161.8 million. So once again, you're not getting the bang for your money, and 75% plus is a mere 284. So you can say probably a quarter, just a tad bit more than a quarter of the £1 billion that we spent has seen 75% or more time. Check this out. Only 4 players have been on the pitch for more than 7. Only 4 players. Out of the £1 billion that we've spent, only 4 players have been on the pitch for more than 75% of Chelsea's available first-team minutes since arriving. Enzo Fernandez, 83.9%. Moises Caicedo, 85.8%. Axel Disasi, 95.4%. And Cole Palmer, 86.3%. Now, moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, when we do our transfer business in the summer, we have to be so astute about players' injury history. When you look at players like Nkunku, there was a bit of a cloud before coming to Chelsea Football Club. Romeo Lavia as well apparently was already injured, had some problems prior to coming to Chelsea Football Club. I don't know what happened to Ugochukwu. Obviously, Wesley Fofana had the history as well with Leicester. He's come to Chelsea Football Club and he's barely seen any minutes because of injury. So we have to do our due diligence. We have to understand the players, not only the injury background, but how do you maintain your body? And we obviously need to do a whole heap of analysis as to what kind of doctors that we have, the medical staff that we have at Chelsea Football Club, what type of training that we do. Is that going to be suited? Should we be doing training more customized to the players' body structure, this, that, the other? So yeah, that's a little bit about that. Now, check this out. The top 10 most expensive Boehly-Clearlake signing and their percentages of available minutes played. We've already seen for Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo, 106 million, 100 million, 85.8%, 83.9%. Wesley Fofana, ladies and gentlemen, 70 million, has only seen 20.3%. Obviously, injury has killed it. This is where I have a problem. Mykhailo Mudryk, 62 million, has only seen 39.3%. This is where I feel like we are screwing up. The whole model, the whole, the owners thinking about buying these talented players and potentially making them into superstars, and then down the track their value will increase. Well, Michaela Mudryk, ladies and gentlemen, is where we are failing massively with this model. Mark Cucurella is one where I think misuse of money that is getting misused, mismanaged big time. Cucurella, I like him so much, but it seems like Chelsea Football Club really didn't do the due diligence. So many left back at one stage. Mark Cucurella was on the verge of leaving in the summer window earlier on. Summer window prior to this season, or this season summer window earlier on. So, and at one stage we had Cucurella, Lewis Hall, who ended up going, obviously, Ian Martson, Ben Chilwell, who's been injured as well. So we didn't really think about that left side. And now we're in a situation where Mark Cucurella as well has only seen 38.6%. Obviously, there's been issues with injuries as well with Mark Cucurella, but there's been times where Mark Cucurella has just been sitting on the bench. Christopher Nkunku, Romeo Lavia, purely injury issues. Raheem Sterling, 62.6. Even Raheem Sterling, I guess the form, his just overall issues with finishing has really hampered it. You'd think someone we've bought, you'd put him down as a marquee player when the new owners took him. He's only played 62.6%. He's not played enough. Cole Palmer obviously been doing well. Axel Disasi, 95.4%, has played a lot, but at the same time has not done well. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about the £1 billion. Obviously, this is just the top 10 players over here. There's so many other players. David Washington is another one. We've bought, done nothing with him. And there's many more like that. Many, many more. Kani Chukwuemeka, you can throw his name into the mix as well. Madueke, you can throw his name into the mix as well. And the list goes on. So let me know, ladies and gentlemen, what your thoughts are in regards to how we've spent the £1 billion and overall assessment. Has the money been wasted? Do you think we've been unlucky as well? Let me know your thoughts. Now, next up, ladies and gentlemen, Andrey Santos is named Young Player of the Month. This guy, he's just arrived at Liga. Initially wasn't getting any minutes. Now he's playing on a regular basis. He's one of the main players. I've actually watched Andrey Santos for the past 2 games at least. For Strasbourg, I want to catch them a lot more. He's been phenomenal for them in midfield. His awareness, his defensive abilities, his attacking abilities. He's a sensational midfielder, really up-and-coming sensational midfielder. And one, I truly do believe we need to look into next season. I don't think this guy needs any more loans. I think he needs to be part of the squad. I don't think he will start for Chelsea, but he needs to be part of the squad, 100%. And I'm so glad that he's won the Young Player of the Month award in Liga, which is a big feat for a young player like Andrey Santos. There's a lot of talented footballers in Liga, so for him to shine through and win that award for the month is fantastic. Here's another talented young kid that we have. Hasn't joined the club yet, but will do very, very soon. I think in about another season's time. Kendry Paez is dubbed Ecuadorian Messi again after the 16-year-old was named man of the match last night in Copa Libertadores games, which is fantastic. This guy is just going strength to strength. He's getting better and better. He's so young. He can't join us until not the next season, the season after, I think season 25-26. Look, I hope Chelsea Football Club don't screw around with him. I really hope so. I hope that, we don't look into sending him out on loans, this, that, the other. Really try and build him in-house if we can. And it's important to have the right manager. It really is important to have the right manager to get the best out of Kendry Paez. This is where I suppose you can say the model, something that the owners can counter, put a counter argument that their model is coming to fruition. And this is exactly what they're looking for. Buying the youngest talents out there all around the world and reaping the benefits. And Kendry Paez is one of them where his value has definitely increased. if a club like Barcelona or Real Madrid was to come and get Kendry Paez off us, you'd almost have to say it might be double the money. It might be double the money. So let's see what we can do. This guy is a proper talented footballer. I mean, obviously he's a kid still, but I hope we don't screw things up with Kendry Paez. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea, along with PSG, remain interested in Victor Osimhen. The race is open. It's early days and nothing is advanced. Fabrizio Romano, ladies and gentlemen, has been talking about Victor Osimhen to Chelsea non-stop. So I don't know, man. I feel like this deal is a bit far-fetched. Like, it's going to cost a lot of money. It's going to be a lot of wages. And he's borderline just, on 25. He'll move on. I'm pretty sure let me have a look at his age. What's Osimhen's age? I think he's Osimhen age. Yeah, he's 25 years old. So this year he'll be 26. So in terms of age, he's just cutting it if you look at our model, how we've been operating. So I don't know. And with the financial fair play things that are looming, and there's a news about it, which we'll touch base on, I'm not sure how this happens. I would love this player to come to Chelsea Football Club. Don't get me wrong. I think he would fit the Premier League like a glove. But I don't want to get my hopes up. I think PSG with Mbappe gone, they'll definitely look into Osimhen 100%. Now, ladies and gentlemen, some stadium redevelopment news. Chelsea want to build a world-class stadium by the end of 2030. Long way to go, 6 more years. But that timeline could be ambitious. Owners Todd Boehly and Clearlake Capital are yet to communicate a plan for the project. So 2 seasons down for the new owners. And, excuse me, and we still don't have a clear plan as to how we're going to progress with this stadium redevelopment. I think majority of the fan base, match-going fan base, they don't want Chelsea to relocate to anywhere. They do want things to stay at Stamford Bridge. Obviously, the pitch owners, they're going to make it very difficult for the owners to do anything. So I think ultimately what's going to happen is probably stand-by-stand redevelopment, and Chelsea recently has bought a piece of land very next to Stamford Bridge, which we're going to touch on. The deal clears the path for Chelsea to redevelop Stamford Bridge, though the club is still considering its options: a complete stadium rebuild, a stand-by-stand redevelopment, or a move to a new site. So still everything is up in the air. They would want to get this sorted ASAP. This is a huge, huge reason why these owners bought Chelsea Football Club, to build a bigger stadium, have a bigger capacity, and earn a lot more money. If they're unable to do this sooner rather than quicker, I think there could be more hardship to come for us. So I hope they excuse me. I hope they come to a solution to get this sorted ASAP. This is the piece of land that Chelsea's ended up buying right next to Stamford Bridge, as you can see over there. As you can see over there, right on the right side. So you got the Stamford Bridge in highlighted in blue, and then on the right side you see that piece of land has been bought. I think it's a retirement home, so they do need to figure out a way how to relocate those people and then find a spot for them. Obviously they've bought this piece of land. I don't know how much that's really going to help in stadium redevelopment. Like, it's in an awkward position. If anything, you probably needed more space in and around here, or probably around there, but it's roads, so you can't really do. You probably needed more space on this side, but once again, there's roads there. So this piece of land, I don't know how you're really going to expand the stadium. Like, how would the shape of the stadium would look like? So interesting times. We'll see what happens. Now, some Premier League news, ladies and gentlemen. Premier League clubs unanimously agree to the introduction of semi-automated offside technology after autumn international break. This is good news, man. Finally, none of these drawing of the line and this, that, the other, that becomes so chaotic, so pathetic at times. And Premier League teams, they get it, like Premier League VR officials, they get it wrong as well. So hopefully with this semi-automated technology coming into Premier League, hopefully will give us a little bit more clearer view of what's going on in terms of offside. For the fans as well, I think it's very important to get some clarifications. I don't know why it took Premier League so long to get this. In the Champions League, we see that they do this. Premier League, I'm glad they're finally here. So this is good news. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, Premier League clubs have agreed in principle to introduce new financial rules. They voted today to progress with new squad cost ratio rules to replace current profitability and sustainability rules. So huge news. The thing is, ladies and gentlemen, this particular news is actually not going to kick into play until, I think, next season or maybe even the season after. This season, however, the financial fair play will still continue with profitability and sustainability rules. So Chelsea, they're still talking about how potentially there could be points deduction looming for next season, and that might still be on the cards. But down the track, the rules and regulations will change, which may or may not, we'll see, benefiting Chelsea Football Club. So our owners have, I suppose, found another solution to this financial fair play mess that we kind of find ourselves in. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything we spoke about, especially in regards to the £1 billion spent by our new owners. Let me know your thoughts. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, everyone. Take care. See ya. Bye.